Hey everybody, welcome back to Grand Arena 5v5. This is round 2 of season 3, I believe. Today, my opponent is very good. This is going to be a tough matchup. Here's a look at my defense. Got a Bounty Hunter team with a Bossk lead, Jedi team, Bastilla lead, Revan down at the bottom, Tank team. Alright, here is a look at my ship defense that I set. Thrawn lead, then Bugs. I gambled on this. I wasn't sure what to do. I wasn't sure what he was going to set on defense for ships, so that scared me. Here's what he said on defense. Bastila, Traya, Bossk. Similar team to what I run, but what it's supposed to be, but slightly less geared with a triple tank team, Ewoks, and First Order. Here's a look at his ship. Tarkin lead, and Houndstooth and Bugs. Alright, let's get into some gameplay. First off, I'm going to go after his First Order, and I'm going to use Ewoks. Ewoks are very good against First Order. He has one of the better First Orders that I've seen. All 12, Zeta's on 3 of them, but you'll see Ewoks are just phenomenal. I start going after Executioner, and then I'm like, I better go after the Officer. He's the squishiest. Always want to try to play, 5-on-4 as soon as possible. Mass attack from Chirpa. Now Ewoks don't do a ton of damage. The battles are usually pretty, grindy, but it's nice because you really aren't ever not in control. Paploo's basic removes buffs. Use Wicket to hide Elder. That way if someone does die somehow, you can bring them right back. Now I always want to remove turn meter right there with Log Ray. I do that to Kylo Ren Unmasked to prevent his taunt and his stun. You just grind away. Wicket does the most damage. Do a taunt with Paploo's second maneuver. Mass attack. It's just kind of a waiting game. You can see it goes very well. Now right there I screwed up. I should have done that to Kylo Ren Unmasked. But that's alright. Get a taunt up. Alright. Now we got 2. Finally got a stun, but I'm going to remove that with Elder's second move. Hide Elder again, start working on Kylo Ren Unmasked, get rid of buffs, remove turn meter, rinse and repeat. Got that up, now do the mass attack, that does a lot more damage. You can time that where Log Ray does his move to give all those buffs, and then do the mass attack from Chirpa. Speed things up a little bit. Remove the buff, remove turn meter. You can see all the turn meter gain, they just go over and over and over. So even though you're just chipping away, it goes decently fast. Anytime there's First Order, this is what I use. If the other team doesn't have first order, I've set them on defense before because they're actually pretty tricky to take out. Now I'm going to go against his Traya, use my Traya. And I was a little surprised here. I had moved some mobs around and I didn't have quite as much speed as I normally do on Thrawn. So usually my Thrawn goes first and I fracture Trooper, but in this scenario, my Scion went first and kind of mixed timing up for me, but it's fine. Actually it worked out fine because I fractured their Nihilus, which anytime you're playing against Traya, and especially Traya versus Traya, the whole point of it is to control their Nihilus and try to get ahead on the count with yours so you can start annihilating before they get a chance to. And if you do, right here, I already got one up. I'm going to get rid of Traya. Sometimes, a lot of times, I normally get rid of their Nihilus first because if he gets going, that can be bad news. But I'm so far ahead on the counts of everything, I don't feel like it's really a problem. So now I'm going to get rid of Bastilla Fallen. Now I'll start working on their Nihilus. Almost got another Annihilate ready. Their Scion got held by hatred, but I don't really care because I'm just going to annihilate him in a few minutes anyway. Now I'm going to control their Scion, but I'm going to start working on Sith Trooper now. And then just control Scion until it's time to annihilate him. Go back to Scion, fracture him, so he's not going crazy. Now I just got 2 more Force Strains, which means the next time Nihilus goes, he's up, and I'll take out Scion, and then the match is pretty much over. Try to give some more protection here. Maybe get an extra point or 2. That's it. Super easy. Alright. Let's see. Next match, I'm going to go against their Ewoks, and I'm going to use my Troopers, because their Ewoks aren't geared very high, and I figure I can probably get one killed real fast. And with Troopers, if you can get a kill fast, it's over. Now I want to make sure, I want to try to get rid of their Ewok Elder, that way if something does happen, and he's gone. If something does happen, he can't bring anyone back. I usually use this squad against Night Sisters, but he didn't set Night Sisters, so I'll use it for their Ewoks. Take them out. There you go. Super easy. Full clear, full 60 points. Imperial Troopers always make for a pretty quick battle. Alright, now this one was actually super tricky. I wasn't sure what to do. I've never seen anyone put Wampa on a Bastilla team. Normally, with normal Bastillas, I do my Kira, Nest, Hermit Yoda trick and just hit auto. But with Wampa, I wasn't sure if that would work or not. So I used a normal counter for Bastilla, but added Nest to it, which is Night Sisters. In this match is actually the one that got me. Now, this team's more than good enough to take it out. It's just end up not having it. I needed 15 to 20 more seconds and it probably would have won. I'm gonna try to get out that Wampa sooner than later. But he keeps hiding behind General Kenobi's taunt. And the AI actually is pretty darn smart about this. They give him a lot of buffs. It's kind of frustrating, actually. I actually like this setup quite a bit. I would never run it on defense just because it would split up too much other stuff for me. But it's not too bad. In hindsight, I maybe should have used Rey Jedi Training Team with C-3PO on this instead of what I use it for later on. But I usually like using that team against bounty hunters with the Bossk lead. Just because that's a team that if you don't take it out right away, it's bad news. If you can't control Bossk, that team gets pretty hairy pretty fast. They start getting their contracts and you get stuck behind that taunt and it's horrible. So I gambled here and I end up paying for it a little bit. Got rid of their Wampa finally, but there's 3 minutes left and now I'm like, oh shoot. So I just throw it on auto and hopefully get enough damage. But the hard part about these Bastila teams is just all that bonus protection you got to get through before you can start doing real damage. And Ness doesn't hold up the way she does when you have that Kira lead with the Omega on it. Would have been neat to do my normal way and see if that would have worked too. But I just didn't have enough confidence in it. And this team is fine. You'll see it works. It just takes a little longer than the 5 minutes that was allotted. Alright, Kenobi should be going out soon. Now I want to focus on Jolee. That way, he doesn't bring back General Kenobi and extend the fight. But you'll see he does a couple times actually. But once he brings him back, he's easy to kill. It just 5 minutes. I need a little bit longer on this one. So we brought him back. Brought him back again. Getting ready to take Jolee out here. He's gone. Ventress is getting super strong. Now this actually might have been a mistake. Right here, once I got Jolee out, I probably should have taken it off auto because Ventress is so strong. I would have played it different and just made sure I hit Bastila as often as possible. She does it, and then Bastila land that stun, of course, on Ventress. I might have been able to beat it if I would have taken it off auto. But you live and learn. Yeah, I just needed a little bit more time and it would have taken out Bastila and it would have been over. I'll come back to that later. Now I'm going to use my CLS. And I like putting Wampa with him. A lot of times I use Old Ben with this team, but I used it on my Bastila defense. So I'm going to throw in Hermit Yoda. Now this is against that triple tank team, which this is the proper lineup of it, but it's not geared super high. So it's not that big of a threat, but this can be a wild pain in the butt if you don't throw enough at it early. And you always want to take out Vandor or Chewbacca first, because he brings back everybody if they die. But then once you get rolling, it's over. There goes L3, take out Kira. And take out mission. And it's over. Got a full clear on that too, all 60 points. Alright. Now this is the team that I probably should have used on that Bastila team with Wampa. And I mean, hindsight's 2020. What are you gonna do? I got caught up with bounty hunters before where I didn't throw enough at them, and it's really screwed me. So this is one of the best offensive teams in the game. I'm going to take out this B2 first, just because B2s can clear buffs, and you definitely don't want them clearing all your buffs that you accumulate with the JTR team. Wipe away that turn meter, started getting rid of Bosk. Just try to take him out before he can throw up that taunt. You can see it's no problem whatsoever. C-3PO makes it so easy. I'm not sure if I would have swapped that and used my Night Sisters with these guys. Could have ended up even worse. I need another counter for bounty hunters. So if I come across something like that ever again, I can use my JTR team and not have to worry about it. But his Bosk was really fast and had a lot of protection. So you always want to check the mods. I didn't want to take any chances. When someone has a Bosk that's that good, you just don't want to take any chances. Alright, now I'm going to clean up that Bastila team. I'm going to use Phoenix. This is another one where I probably could have went in with 4 people and tried to squeak out an extra couple points by not using a slot. I was kind of counting on my opponent struggling with my defense as well. Sabine's just getting all those armor shreds. That's nice. All that bonus protection is going to start dwindling down pretty fast because of it here soon. Chopper taking off those buffs. That's nice. Another armor shred. Now we're down to just regular protection. And it's over. Pretty easy. I got 40 points for that. Would have been nice to clear it the first time and get, 50, 55 points. But it didn't. Now this one I was nervous about. This is what I've started running in Arena now. This is what everyone is switching to. It's an incredibly hard team to face on defense. I'm using it for offense. But I have problems with mirror matches with my Mace team. It goes okay sometimes, but it all comes down to whether you get breach on them and whether they get breach on you, because that allows 5s to clear the taunt on Houndstooth. So I get a pretty good start. I got breach on them. Now I should be able to get rid of that taunt right here, and I do. But because it was an AoE, it hit Spy, and Spy hid Geonosian Soldier. Start working on Soldier. You don't want to hit Spy because he'll stealth. Then I'll be forced to work back on Houndstooth. That's not going to do anything. Always bring in Phantom because it reduces the cooldown of the capital ship's next ability, which means you get to bring in another ship on the next move. Right here, I'm going to bring in Vader. But you always want to bring in Phantom just for that, and then you're playing, 5-on-4. That gives you an instant advantage. I'm going to work on Sun Fac here every time he taunts, since I don't have enough firepower yet to kill Houndstooth. So I'm going to take advantage of that double taunt. Now here I hit Houndstooth, but because I had target lock on Sun Fac, 5's big move also hits anyone else with turn meter, so that's why I did that. They bring in another tank, Boba Fett, Slave 1. Xanadu Blood, AoE, try to get a breach, and I did. And the reason I chose this team offensively is because this guy runs the exact same team on offense and arena. And my only chance at beating that team was with this team. So had he set his arena team that looks like mine on defense and I had to play it, my only chance of beating it would be with my arena team. And that's why I kept this team back and set the Thrawn with the bugs for defense. And I got the ultimate right there from Mace's capital ship. So especially going against a Tarkin, I was pretty lucky because Tarkin's ultimate with the mat right here doesn't do anything. Normally that's devastating, but when you have a Mace capital ship and you get the ultimate off first, you just got so much bonus protection, everything else, it doesn't matter. So I got real lucky that I kept what I kept and he used for defense. That's the end of the battle, and you'll see here he won by 1 point, even though he cleared everything on the first try and I struggled against his Bastila team. I did better on every other match, and I lost by 1 point. So thanks for watching. We'll do it again for round 3. See you later.